Hello and welcome to the grand return of the Splashdown podcast.
Woo!
Is it episode 4?
It is.
Nice. Like a good episode 4 of any podcast. I've started listening to a lot of different podcasts recently.
All you do is podcasts.
Yeah. Either way, yeah. Episode 4. That's exciting. Not many podcasts make it to episode 4.
You didn't introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm Snoot.
I'm Krog.
And together we're Team Splashdown podcast.
Team Snoot.
Team Snoot, if you will. That's a little face. If you see us on Splatoon, say booyah. Anyway.
We won't know because everyone booyahs anyway.
Yeah, booyah at the start. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about, for a grand return, we thought we'd talk about something special, which you've already seen in the title. It's Salmon Run.
Salmon Run.
Get a gun. Salmon Run. Yeah, something like that. This was the main selling point of Splatoon 2, and like when it was revealed as this new Horde mode, it looked so cool, and you know what? It is so cool.
It's fun.
It's really fun. I really enjoy warming up with Salmon Run. You get to shoot some fish.
Some salmon.
For a suspicious bear character. What more could you want? I've already made my thoughts clear on Mr. Grizz in previous episodes.
We do talk a lot about Mr. Grizz. He's a dodgy geezer.
He's one of the gays. Anyway, he's definitely going to be the villain of Splatoon 3. So
Definitely is big words, but yeah.
100%. Bearing in mind we're recording this like 2 hours before the Nintendo Direct. So that's something.
We have high hopes of nothing Splatoon related.
Yeah.
Being, yeah.
Maybe a teaser trailer. It might
Nothing
show
happened in E3, so
well, no.
maybe a little crumb, a morsel of Splatoon 3.
Yeah, they're mostly talking about things coming out in 2021, so I'm not holding out hopes. Perhaps we'll get confirmation that Brellas are back or something. I don't know.
Yeah, cool, thanks.
Bro. Anything would be good at this point. It's been like 8 months since the thing was revealed.
I am now 83 years old.
Yeah. But yeah, Splatoon 2 was pretty much pushed very heavily early on with the promise of Salmon Run, and that was one of its big selling points. So we thought we'd talk about it today, sort of as a perhaps the Nintendo Direct will reveal a big new mode for Splatoon 3, say
Who knows?
Splatoon kart racing, like I suggested in the last podcast.
Splatoon kart racing.
Which would be so cool. Just driving around.
I mean, they're already in Mario Kart 8, so...
Yeah, but only in the Switch version. I already have the Wii U version, so I'm not buying it.
Oh.
Again, that's just silly. It's so sad. Yeah. So Salmon Run, right?
Yes.
It's good, isn't it?
It's my favourite.
One of the best. Yeah, it's definitely a mode I enjoy. It's very relaxing.
I very much enjoy playing with other people and not, like, have pressure to kill, like, other players. Just, like, I describe it a lot, I compare it to, like, Call of Duty Zombies a lot. It's very much that, where you work together with people rather than, try and kill everyone.
It's a cooperative multiplayer mode, yes, you're right.
Yeah, but so is normal Splatoon.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Technically, but you still have to, like, kill normal players. What I'm saying is, there's, like, no trolling.
There's no trolling. It's a lot easier to kill people with weapons you don't use a lot. I think I mentioned before that I'm not particularly great with sniper rifles, and here...
Yeah, it makes you feel good.
It's just so satisfying to pick up an E-liter and be able to use it properly.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah, take that, gorilla. So speaking of gorillas, we should probably explain Salmon Run, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Although I don't think anyone's going to be listening to this who doesn't know what Salmon Run is.
But I know there are people who listen who don't know anything about Splatoon, so...
Shout outs to you guys.
The real G's.
He's the son of the original G.
Reference.
I do love reference humour.
Yeah, anyway.
It really includes people. Yeah, Splatoon 3 Splatoon 3?
Salmon Run.
Salmon Run is a horde mode where there's 3 rounds of 100 seconds where you have to collect a certain number of golden eggs, put them in the basket while not dying, and well, you can die, but you have to be revived. Not everyone can die at the same time. And there's a bunch of boss salmons, which are the only ones that got dropped golden eggs. What are the boss salmons?
Usually they only drop 3, but there is like a special one that will drop like 5.
Gorillas?
But that's only in a special mode, which we'll get into.
Those are called
Goldies. No, Goldie is a specific event.
Goldie, no.
I mean, it is a type of Goldie.
There's Goldies that appear in the mist, and they can drop up to like 10 eggs, I think. Whereas there's Goldies also appear during glowflies. Those type of events have a certain name, though.
It's not glowflies as well. There's the one with the vents.
Oh yeah, Goldies appear as well.
It's just called Goldie, isn't it?
I'd forgotten that. Yeah, yes, I suppose it is. Known occurrences. That's what those events are called. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. In normal rounds, not known occurrences.
Yeah, normal rounds.
You just.
You'll have
kill
salmonids. You'll have chums.
You'll have small fries. You'll have cohawks. You have
the bosses.
There's the stinger. There's the. We have we have our own nicknames for them. Yeah, so stinger is to us pots and pans.
Yeah, pots and pans because it's made out of pots and pans. There's the snake, which is called. Oh my god!
Is it called a scrapper?
No, the scrapper's the car.
Oh yeah, car.
The snake is called a steel eel.
Yes, and that's just a long like tank thing with
a
salmon.
It's driven from the back by a salmon, and you have to kill the salmon that's driving the snake. It's quite scary, actually.
Yes, it's definitely a bit steamy.
I might put visual representation in so people get it, because I think we're poorly describing things.
Yeah, there's Bomb.
He's a steelhead?
Yeah, steelhead, yeah.
A lot of steel references, but like the steel eel and the steel head.
Yeah, I mean, Inklings have clearly invented steel again, which is nice of them. So
it might be recycled.
It might be recycled, well, iron, but yeah.
Pots and pans, definitely. Yeah.
Pots and pans are definitely recycled.
There's umbrella.
There's a lot of unwashed cutlery references in in Salmon Run.
Yeah, there's I'm getting ahead of ourselves, but there's like one stage where there's like a corn on the cob in the background. It's like skewered.
Yeah, there's forks everywhere.
Yeah, and there's grill references and food. It's very weird.
Yeah, you're right. One of the known occurrences is grillers, which we mentioned already.
It's like those little round grills you get.
Barbecues, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're like there's a barbecue and there's like a little round one.
It's on wheels and it's got like a tentacle monster inside it. You got to shoot the tentacle from the back, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Anyway, what else? What are there's the fly fish, which look like 2 dustbins stuck together and a little salmonid in the middle.
Yeah, it's just a small fry.
Yeah, and
pretty cool.
You have to throw bombs into them to kill that one, and it's very annoying.
You do, unless you have the Grizzco slosher or the X-Splosher.
Which is very specific.
Little known fact, X-Sploshers can kill them if you throw your little burst bombing explosion right in the core of them. Which is fantastic.
What else? There's Moors, which...
Oh yeah.
It goes around with like a little buoy on it, and it follows you, and then it comes up from the bottom.
A bobber.
Yeah, a bobber.
Yeah. It goes underneath you and tries to eat you from beneath.
Chomp.
They're some of the best sources of golden eggs, to be honest.
Yeah, they're quite easy.
Yeah. It's just when things get hectic,
they can get you. Have we missed out a boss?
We have umbrellas.
I said umbrellas.
Drizzler.
Drizzler, yeah. It's a salmon in the like a sort of metal armor umbrella type thing, and it like uses it as a shield and then pops out to like shoot some like rain like bomb out. It's very, very strange.
Yes. You may have noticed something here, which is that all of the salmon bosses use special weapons from the main game. Stinger uses stingray, Rain uses rain, Bomber uses a sort of splashdown-like explosion. Cars don't really do anything
we haven't
of the
mentioned
sort.
scrappers. They just sort of ram into you. They got like jets in the back.
Yeah, they got infinite health. You gotta hit them from the back, and they go relentlessly at you. Unless you shoot them, they're difficult. Don't like them.
Annoying more than difficult, I think.
True. Yeah. It with Salmon Run, nothing's like the worst to deal with. It's just that they throw everything at you at once.
Yeah. So, there'll be like a horn you hear, and you'll know that there is a boss coming out.
Yeah, like a foghorn. A foghorn comes out and alerts you to the presence of bosses. What should we mention? Should we mention the known occurrences now?
Yeah, I think that's a good place.
So from easiest.
Oh, maybe we should say there's 3 rounds. The amount of eggs you have to collect increases each round.
It does. Things reach a maximum level of difficulty at 18, 21 and 25 eggs respectively per round, and that's what's called hazard level max, which is amazing.
I've only ever done it once.
It's so
we went through it quite easily because we had some good teammates.
Yeah, they were both incredibly competent.
Yeah.
You have to be a professional 600 or above to start getting hazard level maxes, and then the average has to be 600 or above, so they're pretty rare to find, to be honest, if you're playing in random. They are so cool though, because like
it's scary.
Yeah, there's a slight dark filter over the opening cinematic, which is just a sweeping shot over the stage while it loads. There's a dark filter put over it, and then a stamp like slams down and it says hazard level max, and you're like, whoa.
Oh, the music's different as well.
Yeah, usually it goes do 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 do, which is cool. But then when it's hazard level max in the background, they've just added really subtle little kind of things. Which is pretty cool. Salmon Run music is so good.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought that cello, breakbeat, and like some kind of electro synth. Well, it's a synth, obviously, but like this, I can't even describe it. It's so weird and like unsettling music for the most part. It's all atonal.
Yeah, it's pretty. I was gonna say it was discordant. It's not.
No, it's not discordant.
It just doesn't. It's weird. It's just weird.
There's no set key signature to any of the pieces used in there. Like the main one I'd always go back to is, and I'm adding the extra just there because that's not even right.
No.
No, we both did the same thing there, which is make it into 4/4. It's not in 4/4 at all, isn't like it changes.
I don't even know.
Yeah, it's in whole beat. there's a music theory joke for you. Hope you enjoyed that one. Yeah, it's so good.
I'll have to find out what the beat measurement is. It's very.
It'll change every bar, if I'm prepared to say. Yeah, wait, I mentioned the instruments. It's cello, sort of a breakbeat kind of mix to it all, electro, and occasionally they'll use gamelan instruments as well, so it's bong bang bang, kind of just sort of very discordant, metally, kind of harsh bell noises, which is so nice.
It really goes with like the theme, I think, with like all the metal cutlery, pots and pans kind of thing.
Yeah, clearly the Salmonids come from some kind of sort of scavenger society, which is and this music does it justice. It's so good. Like, Octo Expansion has amazing music as well. The main game has
It's okay, there's some nice ones.
it's fine. Splatoon 1 had much better music, but Salmon Run really makes up for it. I'm gonna sound so hipstery, but the tutorial music for Salmon Run, if you haven't heard it for a while and you're listening to this, listen to it. It's really good. It just builds up, and like this simple theme adds all these weird parts just as things get a bit more dodgy, because the whole thing about Salmon Run is that it's taking place in a dodgy back alley with this man you can't quite trust because
Yeah.
he's talking out of a radio and he's got this gravelly voice that's like
Yeah, he's always made out to be very untrustworthy, and it's very sort of like, you think of those like weird alleys in like Tokyo where like you just turn a wrong corner and the Yakuza are there. Basically what I think about it.
for sure.
So yeah,
The actual shop itself is full of televisions which are covered in static and half-eaten noodle bowls, and I think there's like a phoenix fox on the ceiling, things like that.
I've never noticed that.
It is, it's upside down, I think.
Oh,
It's very, very atmospheric. I like it a lot. And yeah, when you first turn on the game, I seem to remember it goes, "Are you sure you want to go in here? It looks a bit dodgy." As if to hammer home the point.
yeah.
But yeah, can you say Splatoon 3 bad guy is all I'm gonna say. Little fella,
Little buddy.
little buddy. Oh god, it's been like 8 months.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Anyway, we were talking about like the modes and stuff.
We were talking about the known occurrences, yes.
The modes.
The known occurrences. Occurrence number 1, the easiest, Mothership.
Yeah.
This is where the Salmonids have launched this like Tupperware mothership,
Yeah.
which sends out
Like, it's like little coolers.
yeah,
Like ice boxes.
they're all made of styrofoam and they're flown down by these Salmonids, and
They've got like little helicopter things on top of that.
they're very fun. You shoot them for 1 golden egg, but if you let them drop the coolers, you have to shoot the cooler, or else loads of salmons come out.
Koroks and
Chums come out.
chums, yeah.
Yeah, that's the easiest. Next easiest, probably Cohogs by the Shore.
Koroks by the shore. That's really fun.
Yeah, then you get to use some cannons, which is awesome.
They
just
are
powerful.
OP.
They're great until the Moors comes along, because you can't see
Yeah.
Moors when you're in there, and they can sure chump you. Yes, and then there's I'd probably say the mist, the sea fog is probably
sometimes it's easier to get golden eggs at that point, because as we said before, Goldie comes out and it either drops like 1 egg or it drops like 1,000,000 eggs, so you're guaranteed an egg from it anyway.
next. Yeah, it's not too tough. Just communicate with your teammates, really, in that one.
Yeah.
Then we start getting more tough. Would you say the
What would we have?
gorillas?
Honestly, it depends who you're with.
Yeah, gorillas used to be by far the worst.
All the weapons you have as well.
Yeah, gorillas used to be by far the worst because they only drop 3 eggs.
Yeah, it used
But
to
then-
be that you'd lose almost all the time with it because they'd only drop 3 eggs and you'd have to kill all of them.
You had to get perfect, and when you're getting chased by a gorilla and it's dropping loads of small fries everywhere as it goes around, and
Yeah.
yeah,
So they upped it to 5?
Yeah, and then it
Yeah.
drops 5 eggs, which makes these a lot more achievable.
Yeah.
Still not particularly
Yeah,
easy, because
you-
gorillas are difficult to deal with.
Yeah, because there's like small fry with them, and it just rains the salmonid goo on you.
Yeah, it kills you instantly, but you touch it. You have to kill it from behind. It's absolutely relentless, and as fast as you are at swimming, its only weakness is that it's really slow at turning corners. So, and it can't climb walls as well. So, you got to use that to defeat it.
But the small fry can climb walls, so yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they can jump.
Yeah, it's like 5 seconds you've got until they start jumping at you. So,
Yeah.
find yourself a corner if you're going to go on the walls. Yes, and then most difficult, I think, is glowflies.
Blue flies. Okay. What about the one that you keep forgetting, which is Goldie?
Oh, Goldie's not that bad.
It,
Oh, it depends actually.
It's hard to get all the eggs sometimes.
Goldie on Ruins of Arc Polaris is very hard.
Because you can. There's 3 different types of like water level you can have as well, which changes the stage. So if you have like the medium tide, it's almost like you have to be incredibly lucky to actually get anywhere.
Medium
on
tide is
Goldie.
by far the most common, and yeah, it makes Goldie quite difficult actually. You're right, I'd forgotten about him. Goldie is when,
High tide gorillas can be very difficult as well.
yeah, high tide gorillas on Ruins of Arc Polaris is really, really hard. But then most things on high tide Ruins of Arc Polaris is really, really hard because it's
Yeah.
such a small stage. And it's such a cool concept though. Can we just talk about Ruins of Arc Polaris?
It came out quite a bit after,
Yeah,
didn't it? Didn't it come after it came after the Octo expansion and everything, didn't it?
It did. It was the last stage to be added. Full stop.
Yeah, because I was well into the game by that point.
Yeah, added Ruins of Arc Polaris, which is just this crashed arc, which is, yeah, presumably the humans were trying to use to get off Earth, and it crashed.
Who knows if they did?
Clearly not. It crashed.
Yeah, well, there might be other ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, that one didn't make it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess that's for the future of the franchise, really. But
The bears are still here.
there's no way that's a bear. There's no way. He's got to be an oxling or an inkling or.
Yeah, it's definitely a disguise.
Yeah. Just the. It's cool though, because, bear, salmon run.
But I didn't know that salmon run was an actual a thing that bears do. I just thought, oh, it's called salmon, and you kind of run. Therefore, it's salmon run.
Yeah. Nah, it's a real thing, boy.
Grizzlies.
Grizzler. Yeah. Then again, Nintendo do this thing sometimes with, like, they've done it with Paper Mario, and they've done it with Pikmin, where there's just like real world things in their games, which is always really funny. WarioWare does it all the time
Oh,
as
yeah,
well,
of
and that's
course.
really funny. And it's just, wouldn't it be cool if Mr. Grizz was actually just a grizzly bear?
It explains why he wants those eggs so badly.
Yeah. Needs to have some food, but the
Also-
salmons.
Where does he get the money to pay you?
I mean,
You get paid in exposure.
he pays you in like gachapon pods, doesn't
Yeah, well, he gives you clothes and stuff.
he? He does, and some money, to be fair.
XP.
Then again, money isn't particularly hard to come across in Splatoon. Yeah, he pays you in clothes and experience and crusty Sean tickets.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
That reminds me, I haven't exchanged anything for a long time.
You're gonna have 99.
Yeah.
Lol. That's fine. We don't really need anything anymore, do we? Playing long enough.
All I need is super sneezes.
Yeah, Super Sea Snails, yes please.
Yeah.
Yeah, you only get one of them every time you level up, and it takes about maybe 50 games to level up.
Yeah. Or you can get them in Splatfests, but there aren't any Splatfests anymore.
Yeah, unfortunately. So
They started doing reruns of them, but they haven't done that they did like 2 or 3, and then they stopped.
yeah, wasn't the last one Mushroom versus Star?
Oh yeah.
Which Star won, I think. Wait, no, was it Mushroom?
I don't remember.
That doesn't even matter, does it? Like,
Yeah.
Mushroom's obviously better. Yeah. I'm almost always on the losing team at Splatoon.
Seems so.
Yeah. But you know what? It's fine. Just get half the Super Snails, but meh.
They're not really worth anything anyway.
Nah, just add
Yeah.
slots to your clothing, which is pretty important. But you don't see many people in extra going in with their 1-star clothes, I'll tell you that.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, this isn't really Salmon Run, is it?
It's
At this
not.
point. Should we talk about the 4 stages? There's 5 stages.
Yes.
Never mind. There's the spawning grounds, which is the first place you get, and it's pretty good. You've got the full. There's like a docks area. There's a like some shorey bay area, and then there's a built-up area on the side with bridges going over it.
Yeah, like a walkway.
Yeah, and they could come out of any of them. Down on the shore, pretty nondescript. There's just like 3 areas they can come out of, and it's all very muddy and flat.
That's probably my favourite to do on the shore.
Yeah, big wide open shore. Not too tough.
They funnel up in from like the 3 areas as well. So like if you're in the cannons, and it's a special mode.
Cohorts
Cohorts
by the shore.
by the shore.
Known occurrence.
Known occurrence. Cohorts by the shore. Get into the cannon.
Ask for Danny G.
You just.
Yeah. And if you've got a sniper too.
Oh yeah,
Just-
lined up.
Having a
Like
E-liter
butter.
on Cohorts by the shore is so good. You can just annihilate lines of them at a time. It's so good.
Doing lines.
Doing lines of Cohorts, yeah.
Anyway,
Don't know what to say about that.
that's another stage.
Well, another stage. The next stage was the one with the house. What's that called? Is that called Salmonid Smoke? No, Salmonid Smokeyard's a different one. It's this one's the one with the house sort of takes place in a little house, of course, where you're surrounded by walls you can paint. You can't go outside from the inside, but you can go inside from the outside. And there's 3 entrances. Here we have again another docks section. Noticing a theme here, where they can come out. There's a section which is like a huge amount of ground you can't swim in, and then Marooner's Bay. There you are.
Look at Marooner's Bay.
Then there.
No, wait, that's Lost Outpost.
Oh, it is. You're right.
Marooner's Bay is the boat,
Oh, okay.
which we just played.
Yeah, we were playing on that before. You're right. Yeah, Marooner's Bay. Then that's a boat. Again, 3 sections including docks, and yeah, I like this one a lot. To be honest,
That's fun.
yeah, they do funnel up at you pretty nicely, and there's a nice little wall in the centre that
They've
you can
got-
escape from
There's
people.
little propellers on both sides, so you can get back to the top of the boat easily.
Yeah. The basket's in a pretty far away location if you're going down to the shore, though, which is
There's a distance to travel.
yes, which can make it tough if you've got bad teammates. And finally, no, not finally, the Salmonid Smokeyard as well, which is
That also has propellers, but instead of going up, they go side to side to 2 different platforms.
yeah, I like Salmonid Smokeyard.
And then
It
there's like a trough of seawater in the middle.
doesn't have any docks though, so
It doesn't, but
That's-
it's got a lot of shoreline.
0 out of 10. It's pretty good on high tide as well, because
Mm.
then you have to use the propellers to get around, and people often really mess up there by just staying on the wrong side and getting all the yellow eggs on the wrong side. And finally, there's the coolest one, Ruins of Arc Polaris, which is a big hill built on top of a crashed spaceship or space shuttle, and you can see its thrusters in the different distance, just the face down, ass up in the sea, and there's a full moon which has a skull on it. There's
Which
no two ways around it.
I've never been able to see the moon. I don't know where it is. You should point it out to me at some point.
You see the moon? It is in the
moon.
sky.
I've looked up. I can't see it.
Yeah, it's like this really bright white moon. Perhaps clouds cover it actually halfway through, but I do. Whenever I see it, I just go, "Wow, that's just a skull, bro."
Yeah. The cool thing about this stage is the ink rails that you use to get back up, or else like it would just be unusable, frankly.
Yeah.
Also, this has docks as well.
Yeah, it does. You're right.
Usually where they come out of.
All of these industrial seaside location. Seaside makes it sound nice.
Scary.
The sea here is very greeny grey and like threatening looking, and you wouldn't want to go holidaying here. The sky's always either orange or purple, and there's it'd be really cool to see how people go out of bounds here.
Ooh.
Because like there's like a landmass in the distance of all of them, whereas it's like hill with a single very threatening looking cedar tree
I'm
on
trying to
it.
find which one is the one with the corn cob. Is that Lost Outpost?
Isn't it Marooners Bay? No, Marooners Bay has forks, but I don't think it's got a corn cob. I think that's it's the first one.
The first one.
Yeah. I want to say Settlers Grounds, but I don't think that's right.
Spawning grounds.
Yeah.
I can't tell from any of these pictures. I will insert it if I find it.
Cool. Yeah. Anyway, there's a number of different ranks for Salmon Run. None of them are particularly interesting except professional. You go up through the ranks. They're all called things like go-getter, apprentice. There's intern, things like that. And then you get to this rank called professional, which is cool because it's a joke. And then
It's a pun.
a very good joke. And yeah, that's where you'll spend pretty much all your time.
Yeah, it's not really difficult to get up to professional, but there's like no limit.
Professional, thank you very much.
Professional.
Professional.
I can't say
Yeah,
professional.
thank you. Yeah.
I really have to think about saying it.
Yeah, when you get into professional, it saves your rank first at 40, then at 100, 200, 300, and then 400. And you can go up to 999, but I've never done that. It stops saving a rank after 400, so you'd have to do it all in a single session. And sessions only ever last about a day. So the only thing you've got to be wary of when you're in professional is hitting the R button. When you're in Mr. Grizz's house, can refresh your rank
my
to
god, I've done that.
professional 40. Yeah, I did it, but there's just a menu, so luckily I selected. No, I don't really want to reset my rank.
No.
Lose all that progress. No thanks. And being professional 400 and above sort of increases the amount of salmons that appear as well as the amount you get paid for doing it. So up until ludicrous levels at hazard level max, where there is just so much going on.
I don't think we've mentioned it, but in normal Splatoon you get to pick what weapon you want, and you pick whatever suits you or whatever suits the stage or whatever. There is 4 specific weapons you have when you go into the rotation.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're random.
They're always random. Every rotation has random 4 weapons in them. What you meant? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, as in like there'll be a set 4 weapons, but you'll be randomly selected one.
Yeah, and then sometimes, which is what you meant initially, there is a wild card suggestion, which is just a question mark, and that you'll be given whatever. whatever in this case, including 4 exclusive weapons to the mode, which are all overpowered as hell and very fun to use.
Oh.
You got the Grizzco blaster, which is great at crowd control, not particularly strong, really good at painting though as well. You got the Brella, the Grizzco Brella, which is like that turned up to the max. It's so good at painting. It's by far the best painter in the game. It's not hugely strong, but it's not hugely weak either, and very good at crowd control again. Then you've got the best weapon in the game, full stop. It's the Grizzco Charger.
Yeah.
It's a modified bamboozler that charges
It's super powerful.
instantly, does like 400 damage per hit. No, that's not right, it does like 200 damage per hit because a Cohawk has 400 health, doesn't it? So yeah, it kills a Cohawk in 2 hits. It's got the longest range in the game. It paints amazingly. Just gotta aim. It's the only negative. And then finally, the worst of them, and honestly not a particularly good weapon at all, is the Grizzco Bucket.
Slosher.
Grizzco Slosher, sorry. Yes, that's what they're called. And you get 4 shots. They can travel through salmonid armor, which is really good. But they're very slow. Your white
Draining, I think.
the amount of white ink you get as well from each shot, which is sort of like a negative ink. It stops you from recharging for a second or two. It's so much. You've got to sit in that ink for a good while until you get enough for another shot. It's not good at crowd control. It is very powerful. You can kill a Cohawk in 1 hit. You can kill the bins.
The airman.
Flyfish.
Flyfish.
You can kill flyfish in 1 or 2 hits. It's pretty quick. Paint's abysmal. It's not a very good weapon.
It is a beast, though.
Yeah, until you're surrounded by Cohawks and get killed immediately. Or small fries, for that matter, frankly.
I've just seen a fact about the Grizzco weapons. All rare weapons, which are the Grizzco weapons, except the Grizzco Slosher, have prescription medication containers attached to them.
Well, yeah, they do, don't they? Those American... well, actually, I've never had prescription medication. They might have them in this country as well. But there's like the canisters.
Brown, yeah.
Yellow canisters.
We don't have them. I don't think. They come in like white bottles for the most part. I don't know, maybe there's like some specific ones.
Yeah.
But mostly they come in like a cardboard box with blister packages.
True, yeah. Well, these come in little, like, see-through yellow canisters, and yeah, they're on every weapon except the Slosher then. I never knew that. I never really looked at the Slosher model. Alright then, I think we've probably talked about everything we can about Salmon Run, to be honest.
We haven't said that there's a specific mode where they are just Grizzco weapons.
No, we haven't.
But it's usually very easy to get through, and it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun until everyone gets the Grizzco Slosher.
Oh. They only usually give it to 2 people. Max 3. I've never seen it with 4 people.
I think I've seen it with 4 people.
That would just cripple everyone. Grizz is mean.
It would. The chances of that are very small, though.
Because Grizz has the opportunity to give everyone Grizzco weapons every time, but he doesn't. Sometimes he'll give you a bloody flinger roller, or sometimes he'll give you an arrow sprayer.
What's he doing with those weapons? Did you just disrespect the flinger roll?
No.
Meanie.
I'm just saying that you can have like a good weapon, and then you can have a not so good weapon.
Flinger roll is really good, but
I
okay.
meant the arrow sprayer.
Fine. Yeah, aerospray is not so good for
No, I like
salmons.
the flamethrower. You plonk it down and it goes through most of the salmons.
Yeah, like how you use a roller here is so much different to how you use it in the main road. Just roll
Yeah.
it around. Oh, before we stop, we should probably mention that you get people in Salmon Run who don't have to play the game, and they just sit around the yellow eggs protecting them at the shoreline,
No.
which is so sad.
And they'll just stop, like, the little grabby ones come and take the eggs back into the sea.
Yeah. They'll shoot them.
They're called egg hoarders. And if you usually have one, it means it's game over, because they won't take the eggs back to the basket. But they'll protect them,
Yeah, there'll be like 2 yellow eggs by the shore, and
and you're
it's like,
like,
you're being assaulted by 50 bosses at once
be
right
like,
by the egg
"This way."
basket. Yep. And then they'll die, and they'll be like, ouch! Ouch! And you're like,
I think I read somewhere that, I think it was in a comment somewhere on YouTube, that apparently in the tutorial, Mr. Grizz tells you to do that. And I think that's incredibly poor advice, and you shouldn't listen to anything Mr. Grizz says.
no, Mr. Grizz is obviously up to no good, so you probably shouldn't listen to him at all. Where does he get those specials that he keeps in cat foods? That's what I want to know. Cat food container things. Puts them on your head. It's very sad.
Oh, that's a thing as well. You don't get different bomb types. They're all the splat bomb.
Yeah, just use splat. Every weapon has splat bomb, which is good, I suppose.
And you'll have a random special at the beginning of the round, and you'll only have 2 of them.
Yeah, well, random out of the selection of Bomb Rush, Splashdown, Inkjet, and Stingray, which were all like there at the start of the game.
Stingray and Inkjet are really the only ones that are worth it.
And Splashdown. That's Splashdown.
I've not been liking Splashdown recently.
Not in Salmon Run, really?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it saves you, and it clears the area around you.
Yeah, it does. That's why it's great.
But it doesn't.
And it's really powerful.
I prefer the ones that get rid of the far off stingrays and stuff, because, ugh.
Admittedly, yeah, having a Stingray or a jetpack is probably better for the team in the long run. But, Splashdown's still good as well. Bomb Rush is definitely the least of them.
Oh, well, you can also use the Inkjet to shoot the little
The
bin
fly
guys.
fish.
Yeah, fly fish.
Yeah.
Bin man.
Aim for the middle of their missile launchers when they're firing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's all I've got to say about Salmon Run, I think.
That's all I've got to say about that.
Probably nothing.
Yeah.
Alright then, shall we call it a day here and watch the Nintendo Direct and then have to talk about
We have
something else tomorrow on
we have another-
Splashdown?
You have another 2 hours, basically.
Yeah. That's fine. Perhaps we'll watch it in the morning. Perhaps not. I don't know, 11. I've been kind of sleeping at like 11:30.
I don't think they need to know this.
I think they do.
When little babies that have to be in bed by 9.
Work. Well,
It's not anymore.
not anymore. Company went out of business. Hate my life. Anyway, that's enough Splashdown podcast for today.
We'll leave it on a high note.
On that epic meme, I'll bid you good night wherever you are.
Splash.
Splash down in peace. Or
Bye.
something. Hey, I just realised the ruins of the Ark Polaris did splash down in peace. Well, not in peace. It was in
R.I.P..
pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm surprised that they haven't put like a human skeleton in there or something. That sounds like something
I
they
mean,
do.
if you could go out of bounds.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure you've heard about the Splatoon 1, like, screams you can hear after killing a boss.
Ooh, horrific.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Oh, if you wait around in a boss room after killing it in Splatoon 1, you can hear the screams of the damned.
Christ.
Although that was patched out, would you believe?
Oh, too scary.
Too spook. Got noticed by YouTube, presumably.
3+.
3+. Although, yeah, in Splatoon 2 as well, you've got the, which I found out about only very recently, just watching like a random YouTube magazine show, like 10 crazy discoveries in gaming. And it just so happened to be in Splatoon 2, and it was like, oh, what's going on here? Apparently, in the night version of Inkblot Art Academy, the phone occasionally rings, like the pay phone up on your
Like,
snipe area.
yeah, just below the first platform or the second platform.
It'll ring and it'll go bring bring, and then if you go over to it, or even if you don't, it'll get picked up, and then you can hear an inkling talking on it, which is really cool.
Should we insert a clip? I think we should insert a clip. I will insert a clip. Also, the beacons, you can hear like frequencies and talking on it.
Yeah, I'd never noticed that before. Then I was messing around with beacons in the firing range. Yeah, so you can hear inklings talking over it. It's shortwave radio, ham radio. It's really cool.
They all sound like Pearl to me.
Yeah, for sure. Perhaps it's early demo tracks from the Octo expansion.
Ooh.
Mm.
Also, a thing about beacons is that I didn't realise was like there's like the two little red lights on it, and if you use it once, the light goes out.
Yeah, you've only got one red light then. Well, that's pretty cool.
Nice touch.
Very nice touch.
You'd never notice that in game.
No, not at all. Beacons are cool. Maybe we should do a podcast about them.
I think we've already talked about the best points about beacons.
I don't know. You
They
sure
talk.
can jump to them.
We've given too much away.
Alright, we should say good night now to everyone listening.
Good night.
Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Enjoy.
Funky Kong dancing. And we're out.